The ocean has always held a mysterious, almost magnetic pull over the human imagination, serving as both a barrier and a gateway to the unknown for countless generations. For centuries, ancient seafaring cultures navigated these vast, unpredictable waters, relying on nothing but the stars, the currents, and an innate sense of destiny to guide their massive wooden canoes across thousands of miles of open sea. These master wayfinders possessed a deep spiritual connection to the natural world, understanding that the horizon was not an edge to be feared, but an invitation to discover what lay beyond. It is this rich, enduring legacy of exploration and courage that captured the hearts of millions around the globe a decade ago, when audiences were first introduced to a spirited young girl torn between the safety of her island home and the irresistible calling of the deep blue sea. The cinematic journey that followed came a cultural phenomenon, celebrating the power of identity, the importance of honoring one's roots, and the brave choices required to save the people you love. Now, after years of anticipation and endless speculation from fans worldwide, that very same magic is preparing to wash ashore once again, but in a way that promises to redefine the story for a whole new generation of viewers. The sweeping landscapes, the vibrant colors, and the unforgettable rhythms that defined an era of animation are being completely reimagined, stepping out of the stylized boundaries of hand-drawn art and into the visceral, breathtaking realm of live-action filmmaking. This monumental transition represents more than just a technological milestone for modern cinema, as it marks a profound return to the shores of Motunui, inviting old fans and newcomers alike to experience the legendary voyage with an unprecedented level of realism and emotional depth. As the highly anticipated release date approaches, a palpable excitement has begun to build across the entertainment industry, prompting a reflective look at the incredible legacy of the original masterpiece and the fresh faces chosen to carry its heavy mantle forward. If you want to stay updated on all the latest developments, exclusive behind-the-scenes insights, and deep dives into the magic of filmmaking, make sure to subscribe to our channel and join our community of passionate movie lovers. The return of this beloved tale provides a perfect opportunity to explore how a single story can bridge the gap between animation and reality, and how the actors tasked with embodying these iconic figures connect with the material on a deeply personal level. Long before the cameras even began rolling on this massive production, the creative minds behind the project knew that finding the right individuals to portray these larger-than-life characters would be a historic challenge, requiring a rare blend of vocal talent, physical presence, and genuine cultural authenticity. The original voice cast had set an exceptionally high bar, infusing the animated roles with a distinct warmth and humor that became instantly recognizable to families everywhere. Transitioning these characters into live action meant finding performers who could not only honor those beloved interpretations, but also bring their own unique energy and humanity to the screen. To celebrate this passing of the torch and to bridge the gap between the animated past and the live-action future, an extraordinary meeting of minds recently took place, bringing together two generations of storytelling royalty for a candid and playful exploration of the characters that have come to define their lives. This special encounter served as a reminder that behind the massive cinematic spectacles and the complex visual effects, the heart of the narrative always resides in the real people who bring these stories to life. By stepping away from the grand stages and the formal press junkets, these two talented performers allowed audiences to see a glimpse of their true personalities, showcasing the natural charm and spontaneous joy that made them perfect for the world of Motunui in the first place. The interaction highlighted a fascinating dynamic, exploring how an actor can spend months or even years embodying a fictional hero, only to discover surprising parallels and stark contrasts between themselves and the roles they play in front of the lens. The highly anticipated meeting brought together Ali Cravalho, the actress who originally breathed vocal life into the animated heroine back in 2016, and Catherine Laga'aia, the bright young talent selected to portray the character in the grand live-action cinematic reimagining. Seeing these two individuals share a space created an undeniable sense of artistic continuity, representing a literal and symbolic passing of the traditional voyaging paddle from one generation of storyteller to the next. To commemorate this monumental occasion and to inject a sense of lighthearted fun into the promotional tour, the duo participated in an interactive personality assessment designed to determine which character from the rich lore of the film they actually resemble when the cameras stop rolling. This engaging exercise quickly transformed from a simple promotional game into a fascinating window into their authentic personalities, revealing the human beings beneath the immense Hollywood pressure. Audiences were treated to a rare display of spontaneity as the actresses navigated a series of humorous and thought-provoking questions, each choice shedding light on their personal values, quirky habits, and artistic preferences. The atmosphere in the room was electric with laughter and mutual respect, as the veteran star and the newcomer bonded over shared experiences that very few people on Earth could ever truly understand. As the questions progressed, the tension built around whether their real-world identities would mirror the brave, visionary leader they both portrayed on screen, or if they would align more closely with some of the comedic and eccentric figures that populate the rich island landscape. For instance, the quiz playfully forced them to confront the possibility of being matched with Haihei, the famously oblivious and structurally compromised rooster whose accidental presence on the ocean voyage provided endless physical comedy and unexpected plot resolutions. The sheer contrast between the noble, world-saving protagonist and a bird that struggles to comprehend the basic concept of solid ground created a delightful narrative tension that kept viewers thoroughly entertained throughout the broadcast. Beyond the immediate character matches, the assessment also delved into their broader tastes in cinema, prompting the actresses to reveal their absolute favorite underrated Disney films from the extensive vault of the legendary studio. This specific segment allowed both performers to showcase their deep appreciation for the history of animation, highlighting lesser-known masterpieces that deserve a modern re-evaluation from today's audiences. Catherine spoke with visible enthusiasm about the films that shaped her own childhood, while Auli offered an experienced perspective on the storytelling mechanics that make certain hidden gems endure in the hearts of true cinephiles long after their initial theatrical runs. This analytical yet joyful conversation added layers of depth to the presentation, proving that both women are not just employees of a major entertainment franchise, but genuine fans of the medium who respect the craft of visual storytelling. Meanwhile, the interactive nature of the event was carefully designed to extend far beyond the confines of the studio room, explicitly inviting the global audience to participate in the exact same character assessment. Viewers were strongly encouraged to access the digital questionnaire, calculate their own behavioral results, and immediately head to the comment section to compare their personality profiles with those of the two main stars. This clever digital strategy effectively transformed a passive viewing experience into an active, community-driven celebration of the franchise, sparking vibrant debates and humorous exchanges among fans across multiple social media platforms. The overwhelming response from the public underscored the deep emotional investment that people still maintain in this fictional universe, illustrating how deeply these specific character archetypes resonate across diverse age groups and cultural backgrounds. As thousands of fans began sharing their results, the collective anticipation for the upcoming live-action cinematic release reached a fever pitch, setting the stage for a deeper exploration of how this legendary narrative was constructed and why its core themes continue to carry such immense weight in the modern media landscape. The transition from an animated format to a real-world environment presents massive creative hurdles, and observing the real-life chemistry between the original voice and the new physical embodiment provided fans with reassurance that the soul of the narrative remains entirely intact. Every look, gesture, and shared laugh between Auli and Catherine testified to a shared understanding of what makes this specific journey so universally beloved, anchoring the grand visual effects of the upcoming film in genuine human emotion. This bond is particularly crucial given the immense scale of the live-action production, which seeks to replicate the sweeping oceanic vistas and mystical encounters with ancient deities using state-of-the-art cinematic technology. By grounding the pre-release campaign in these intimate, character-driven moments, the studio successfully reminded audiences that at its core, this epic tale is not about advanced computer graphics or massive studio budgets, but about the enduring power of family, friendship, and self-discovery. The playful quiz served as a perfect narrative bridge, guiding the audience away from the surface-level excitement of a standard movie trailer and deep into the underlying personality traits that define the heroes we love to root for. It set a joyful tone while subtly building an underlying sense of dramatic anticipation for the full-length feature film, leaving viewers eager to see how these vibrant real-life personalities will ultimately translate onto the silver screen when the curtains finally rise. The culmination of this promotional event and the revelation of the final quiz results provided an insightful glimpse into the creative journey that awaits audiences on the big screen. When the final tallies were revealed, the room erupted into a mixture of cheers and playful groans, as Catherine Laga'aia discovered that her real-life tendencies align in surprising ways with the determined, fiercely independent spirit of Moana herself, a trait that will undoubtedly serve her well as she steps into the massive footprints of the legendary voyager. Ali Cravalho, on the other hand, laughed as her results leaned toward a delightful blend of the adventurous protagonist and some of the more eccentric, free-spirited creatures of the island, proving that even after a decade, the essence of the ocean's chosen hero remains a fundamental part of her artistic identity. This playful revelation is far more than just a marketing gimmick, as it highlights the profound alignment between the actors and the foundational archetypes that have made this specific narrative an enduring global masterpiece. To truly appreciate why this live-action reimagining matters so much to modern audiences, one must look at the remarkable artistic journeys of these two phenomenal women who share the historic burden of carrying an entire cultural legacy on their shoulders. Ali Cravalho was just a teenager living in Hawaii when she was discovered during a charity casting call, catapulting from a completely unknown high school student into a global superstar overnight when she was cast as the original voice of the animated heroine. Her vocal performance injected the character with an unforgettable combination of vulnerability, fierce determination, and vocal brilliance, setting a gold standard for Disney protagonists and forever cementing her place in cinematic history. In the years following that life-altering role, Ali has expanded her artistic horizons across Broadway, television, and executive producing, gracefully transitioning from a young starlet into a mature, influential industry leader who actively works behind the scenes to ensure that Indigenous representation in Hollywood is handled with the utmost dignity, accuracy, and creative respect. Now, as an executive producer on the live-action remake, she has taken on the crucial role of a cultural mentor, guiding the next generation of talent through the intense pressures of stepping into such an iconic cinematic universe. That next generation is perfectly embodied by Catherine Laga'aia, a gifted young actress from Sydney, Australia, whose ancestral roots trace back to the beautiful islands of Samoa. Selected from thousands of hopefuls after a rigorous global talent search, Catherine brings an incredible sense of fresh energy, raw emotional depth, and profound personal pride to the physical role of the island voyager. For Catherine, this film is not merely a breakout professional opportunity or a stepping stone to Hollywood stardom, but an extraordinary chance to celebrate her heritage on the largest possible artistic stage, showing young people from the Pacific Islands that their stories, their traditions, and their faces belong in the spotlight of global cinema. Her journey to the set of Motunui is a modern-day odyssey of its own, marked by intense physical preparation, vocal training, and a deep immersion into the ancient cultural practices that form the beating heart of the script. The live-action film itself represents a massive creative leap forward, taking the rich mythological tapestry of the original animated feature and grounding it in a tactile, visually stunning reality that honors the actual geography and rich traditions of the Pacific. Filmed across breathtaking coastal locations and utilizing state-of-the-art cinematic technology, the production has gone to unprecedented lengths to ensure that the ocean feels alive, the ancient voyaging canoes are historically accurate, and the depictions of traditional customs are handled with flawless authenticity. This meticulous attention to detail is vital because the narrative is rooted in a real, historical phenomenon known to researchers as the Long Pause, a mysterious period of approximately 1,000 years during which the ancient people of the Pacific completely stopped traveling across the open ocean before suddenly resuming their incredible voyages of discovery. By framing this historical mystery through the lens of a young girl reclaiming her people's lost identity as master wayfinders, the story taps into a universal truth about the vital importance of understanding where you come from in order to figure out exactly where you are destined to go. The enduring relevance of this message explains why the global anticipation for the film has reached an absolute fever pitch as the official theatrical release date draws near. Audiences around the world are counting down the days until July 10th, when this grand cinematic event will finally debut in theaters everywhere, inviting families to witness the sweeping landscapes, the terrifying encounters with mythical creatures, and the deeply moving human relationships in an entirely new light. The transition to live action allows the emotional beats of the story to hit with a renewed sense of urgency and realism, transforming the relationship between the young hero and the demigod Maui into a complex, live-action dynamic filled with humor, tension, and mutual growth. As the final promotional trailers play and the interactive quizzes continue to spread across the internet, it is completely clear that this cinematic event is poised to be far more than just a nostalgic trip down memory lane. It stands as a powerful testament to the timeless nature of myth, the unstoppable evolution of modern filmmaking, and the beautiful bond shared by two extraordinary actresses who have dedicated their talents to bringing a beloved hero to life. Whether you are an original fan who knows every lyric of the soundtrack by heart, or a newcomer preparing to experience the magic of the ocean for the very first time, this upcoming theatrical release promises to deliver an unforgettable voyage filled with heart, courage, and pure cinematic wonder. The paddle has been passed, the sails have been raised, and on July 10th, the entire world will once again hear the irresistible call of the horizon, reminding us all that the past is never truly lost as long as we have the courage